everybody, welcome to Caroline's Closet. If you're new here, I'm Caroline. I am a full-time reseller on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and Amazon, new to Bonanza. Also, I'll do a separate video on that. But this video is all about Poshmark, and it's all about what happened when I stopped sharing my closet on Poshmark. So I'm gonna do this video as if you guys know Poshmark. I'm assuming if you're clicking on this video, you have some idea of what Poshmark's about, how it works. Pardon the mess behind me, that's awful, I know. Anyway, I'm gonna make a lot of assumptions about what you already know about Poshmark throughout this video. So if you're new to Poshmark, if I say anything that doesn't make sense, I'm sorry. But the focus is on sharing. And as everyone knows, you have to share a lot on Poshmark to get sales. So, first of all, for those new to my channel, I just want to show you that I am not a brand new Posher. Let's see, member since 2018, you can see there. And then sold 1,260 listings sold. So that's my total. I did start in February of 2018, and about 6 months after that is when I got full-time and really into it. I've been selling on eBay consistently since 2012, and that is still my big money maker. But Poshmark is a nice little side income coming in. So anyway, I have 1,440 active listings in my closet. If you share on Poshmark, you know it can kind of take time. I have timed myself a few times just going through on my iPad, sharing to my followers over and over again. Oops, it's not that party. Sharing to my followers, if it's gonna work. But anyway, I have timed myself, and if I am go, and my internet connection's great, I can share about a max of 22 listings a minute, which means 12 to 1,300-ish in an hour. And that is if I am just go, completely not distracted, not doing anything else. Typically, when I share my Poshmark closet, it's not really like that. I do my most sharing late at night after the kids are in bed, while I'm sitting on the couch, watching TV, hanging out, chatting with my husband. So it's kind of casual. I'm paying attention to other things. And sometimes it can take me up to 3 hours to share my entire Poshmark closet. So, since my sales have kind of sucked lately on Poshmark, while they're maintaining consistency and doing well on the other platforms, it made me start thinking, yes, I'm only paying 20% fees on Poshmark, but I'm spending a hell of a lot of time on this app, constantly sharing, and I'm not making my money back from it. From, let's see, it was December, January, and February, I averaged 9 sales a week, and my average payout was $102 a week. So for those 3 months, December, January, February, and November is about when my Poshmark started to slide off. But I averaged only 9 sales a week, and my payout was $102 a week. If I said that I shared just 1 hour a day, 7 days a week, and value my time at $10 an hour, I technically spent $70 of my time sharing my closet, and personally I'd like to make more than $10 an hour, and I share a lot more than an hour a day. So $70 I've spent on sharing my closet to earn back $102. And then the 7 days period prior to me starting this project, I sold 7 items, and I had a payout of $78 for that week. And I tend to just pay myself out it's either Friday night, Saturday morning, but I tend to do it once a week, unless I had like a really big $500 sale or something, and it's all in there, and it's Tuesday, and I want the money in my bank. I'll cash out earlier. But I do it relatively normally at once a week. So anyway, $78 for that week. And if I said I spent $70 on sharing, I made $8. And if I take out $1 an item for the 7 items that sold for my cost of goods, then I now made $1 profit. Now obviously I didn't pay myself the $10 an hour for my sharing, but a lot of people do. A lot of people have their virtual poshers that share their closet for them for money, and it adds up. So anyway, what started this project, I was purchasing an item that I had been liking for the last like 2 or 3 months. It's a dress for my daughter, and when I scrolled through the seller's closet, because a couple days had passed and she hadn't shipped the item and I hadn't heard from her, so I went and scrolled through her closet, and she only had about 80 items for sale, but there was a sold here and then a bunch of unsold, and then a sold here and then a bunch of unsold, and then a sold here. And it was very obvious that she never shared her closet. The last feedback score she had was like from October, so 4 months ago. And she didn't share because, you know, obviously you don't normally share your sold items, so they wouldn't be placed sporadically in your closet. And I was like, well, I still bought from her, and she still sold these 10 other items out of her 80 item closet without sharing. So I wonder, what if I stopped sharing? So 7 days I sold 7 items with a payout of $78. And then there were about 3 or 4 days in between there before I actually that I wasn't sharing, but before I started tracking for the purpose of this video. So in the next 7 days that ended yesterday, I sold 8 items on Poshmark with a payout of $84 for those 8 items. So I went from 7 items at $78 to 8 items at $84, not sharing my closet. And before somebody calls me out on it, I will say at the end of each day, I go through my likes and I will make offers to any new likers that liked my products that day. And when I make those offers while I'm in the listing, I will go ahead and share it either to the party or to my followers or to whatever's going on. I will also say that there have been a few times this week where I sold something on eBay and had to come to Poshmark to delete the item. So what I normally do when I go to delete an item, we'll just say I sold a Chico's item. So I just go into my closet by brand. I've got several Chico's items for sale. There's the sold. So when I go in here to find the particular item that I need to delete, I will normally go ahead and share as I'm scrolling down until I get to the item I need, and then I'll just delete it and move on with my life. But if I happened to have, Chico's was one that I had to go into, Leah Sophia, I think I shared all my Leah Sophia stuff once, but most of my closet did not get shared. So if I scroll, oh no, it's my finger on the screen. If I just scroll all the way to the bottom, well, let's see, that's not even halfway there. But if I open this one, at the top it says it's been 3 days since that item was shared. And that's because this is an item I listed this week. So obviously, and I'll share it while I'm in there. Obviously, if I listed it in the last week's time, it got shared when I listed it. There were a couple times, like I sold a bracelet, just a generic bracelet on eBay, and so I went in here into the category of bracelets, and I pretty much shared all of the bracelets while I was in there. We're still not at the bottom of my closet, but we'll click on this pair of Adriano Goldschmied jeans. This one says it's been 10 days since I last shared this one. Go ahead and share it again. I'm curious because even sometimes when I think I'm sharing my whole closet, there's items that got left out of the feed. So I should end at about 12 days, I think. This one still says 10. So curious to see what's the oldest item. And there's a sold in there. This one says still 10 days, so apparently that was my last big share day. Still not at the end of my closet. Some of this is old stuff, but every week I sell at least one item that I've had listed for over a year, so as long as I have the storage space for it and it's not costing me anything extra, I leave them up. Let's see, here's some kids stuff. 10 days still. So that must have been, yeah, my start of this project. But I'm guessing there's got to be a few older. So, scroll a little farther. This is why it takes me so long to share, and why it's so sad when the sharing does not result in... Okay, here's some of my last items. This one says 11 days, so I guess my oldest items I shared 11 days ago. But anyway, my sales actually went up by one item and by $6 profit, and February, March, and April have historically been my 3 best clothing, fashion, used item months out of the year. So I don't expect much in December, so when it dropped off I didn't think much of it. January, things are normally better than December, which I think they actually were this year. And then February, March, April, and maybe even into May, normally my clothing sales are super consistent and just stuff is flying off the shelves. That could be because people gained a bunch of weight while they were stuck inside all winter long and now they need new clothes. They lost a bunch of weight in the first month or two of the year with their New Year's resolutions. Their kids have grown and need new clothes for summer now that the season's changing. They just got their tax refund checks. They've just paid off all their credit card spending from the Christmas holidays and now they're ready to start buying for themselves. So many reasons. But I do think if you're a used fashion seller, this is your best time of the year to be selling. Which made me really concerned about my Poshmark sales being super low. But my eBay sales have been progressing just fine and keeping up with the previous year trends. My Mercari sales have excelled. I don't put a lot of clothing on there, but my handbags and my jewelry sell far better now on Mercari than on Poshmark or eBay. So there's something going on with Poshmark, and I wanted to see what the difference would be if I saved myself 7+ hours a week of sharing my closet. And honestly, I'll probably keep doing this and just sharing periodically. There was one day where I was stuck in a waiting room for 15 minutes, so I went ahead and shared the top few highest priced items out of my closet. But honestly, I don't feel like it's worth my time to waste my time doing that much sharing every day. So unless like sales on eBay drop off and I'm not making enough money, then I'll get desperate and go in and share 10 hours a day. But for now, I think I'm going to use my time a little better by listing new stuff and by spending more time with my family and being actively involved in conversations where I'm not always on my phone, and relaxing at night with Candy Crush instead of Poshmark in my hand. So yeah, that's that. I knew there was one more thing I wanted to say because I didn't, I had to check my notes. Anyway, in case you are brand new to Poshmark, I will say that sharing in the beginning, both my closet and other closets, drastically helped improve my sales. Sharing to, because I got more followers that way, and then they were sharing my items, and it seemed to really kick into the algorithm and bring people to my items in my closet. So if you are brand new to Poshmark, I highly recommend sharing your closet. Chances are you don't have 1,400 items listed, so it won't take you quite as long to share the whole closet. Share it as often as you can, and share other people's closets, especially when you're brand new. If you go into the parties and just start sharing all through the party, those people are online, active, on their accounts right this second. They're more likely to share back, follow you back, And I get the most likes, most community shares, and most followers from when I'm sharing to a party. Also, I will say that if you have desirable items, that if you put in that keyword, there's not going to be a ton of those that come up, and somebody's going to, when the right buyer comes along, there's no way they won't see yours. You don't need to share it as much. Now, obviously, if you do share it more, it will get shared more by other people and get a little more visibility. But if it is something that a certain keyword will pull up that's a highly desirable, sought after item, you don't need to worry about sharing it over and over and over. But if you're listing a bunch of the bread and butter pieces, like Gap t-shirt, Old Navy jeans, those things you're gonna benefit a little more for sharing more often, because if somebody types in Old Navy size 10 jeans, they're gonna get hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of listings, and yours will be completely buried if you haven't shared in a while. So anyway, I'm not saying don't share. I'm gonna say it. I'm not gonna share anymore. But that's all. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Let me know your techniques for how often you like to share. I'm curious to see how other people do it. And yeah, give me a thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe for more great content to come. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.